Okay, so now I'm in Canada. Um, it's actually a few minutes before my birthday. Trying to make a video about grammar. Um, well, if you want to know, I'm going to be turning 24 in about a couple minutes. So yeah. um, Grammar. So I've been having a discussion with my girlfriend recently. She's been studying in Montreal, studying French, and the school that she went to was basically a grammar teaching school. Uh, she went there because she thought that she could improve her language skills. Um, she's improved, sort of. Um, Speaking is still a issue, but I told her that she has to listen a lot to the language to be able to speak it, and listening is very important. This whole deal of I've just watched Loki video again, Felix Wong, where he talks about don't learn a language backwards. I totally agree with him because yeah, it's pretty, I don't know, interesting that people would actually, I don't even know how this came about. Why would you learn grammar before you can learn how to speak the language? And the idea now is very taboo, is very shunned. It wasn't that, like, I assume that it wasn't like that in the past. In the past, people would actually speak the language and then learn um how to structure it grammatically. And you hear it again. It's cliche. It's become a cliche now. This is the way children learn the language. They learn how to speak it first. They listen first. They learn how to speak it first, and then they go to school and learn how to read and write it. And they learn all the grammatical structures and whatnot. This doesn't happen until 5 years after the fact, though. And so, yeah, I think it's much better for a learner. And the funny thing about that situation with my girlfriend is, she said that the people who were coming in with no knowledge of the language, people from Spain, from Mexico, Spanish-speaking people from the south, down south, um, they spoke, they picked up the language really quickly. Um, I think it would be because they, first of all, they already know the grammatical structure because French and Spanish the grammatical structure is the same, as well as all Romance languages. So they didn't have to learn too much of the grammar. But I think it's basically because from scratch you're coming in with like no preconceptions about the language. Some people, when they're first learning languages and they're thrown grammar, the grammar like discourages them totally, and they want to stop learning the language. And when they come back to it, they pick it back up. They believe that it's the hardest thing in the world. It's really not. It's like learning how to ride a bike. First you fall, then you fall again, and then you get some scrapes and bruises along the way. But sometime in the future, you'll be able to ride that bike without no problems, without even thinking about it. And that's really how language learning works. We don't need to learn grammar in the beginning. Now, grammar is important because you have to be able to effectively communicate with someone. But in the beginning, it's not. It shouldn't be. Man, like, the grammar in the beginning is a total turn off to the language, basically. I want to tell a story. The story, if I can remember. Oh yeah. So I was at this scholarship I was at the scholarship. It's like a function where like all the people who provide scholarships in our country, the Bahamas, they come to. It's like a youth forum, and they present the scholarships that they provide. And so I was at this event, and the Cuban ambassador was there as well, because Cuba provides a medical scholarship to a number of persons in the Bahamas to study in Cuba. Cuban medical field is very advanced, even though the country itself may be in sort of a even though they're under the embargo, they still have like a lot of advanced services. Yeah, so I was speaking to him in Spanish, and he was very impressed. But this other lady and her daughter came up to me, and they kind of butted into our conversation. And I was like, "What? Can't you see me talking to this guy here?" And he's the Spanish ambassador. He's the Cuban ambassador to the Bahamas, so he spoke Spanish. And she was going on about how her daughter went to university, and um, she learned the language, and her mom asked her to speak it. No, she said I can speak Spanish, and her mom asked her to speak it. So she kind of like shied off. Like she didn't want to really like do it. And I was thinking in my mind like, yeah, that's all that grammar right there. Yeah, show them the grammar skills, eh? But I think she couldn't speak because basically she didn't learn how to speak. She wasn't taught how to speak in university. What she was taught was grammar, and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem that we have in most universities. Um, so yeah, I just want to make this good video admonishing you to, if you begin learning language, try to focus on dialogues, short dialogues in the language. Try to gain as much vocabulary through those dialogues as you can. Don't learn vocabulary by wordless. Learn vocabulary in context, because that's the best way to learn words. You'll remember them very quickly, and they'll make sense. They won't just be like they won't be I don't know. They won't be one off and this that and next thing. They'll make sense to you. So learn words through context, and listen to a lot of the language that you're learning. A lot of it. Whatever you can listen to. I just posted a video about Viki. It has shows in the language, the target language that you're looking for. So check that out and continue learning language. Alright, I'll see you on the other side of my birthday. I'm turning 24, so yeah. Alright, thanks for watching this video. Bye bye.